single demo tape, a verbal contract, and a missing songwriter led to the rise of one of the most creative English bands of the 1980s and beyond. After a failed attempt at starting a band in 1977, schoolmates Vince Clarke and Andy Fletcher regrouped in 1980 to form Composition of Sound, with Vince on guitar and vocals, Andy on bass, and their friend Martin Gore on keyboards. Dave Gahan completed the lineup, taking over on lead vocals after Vince saw him perform David Bowie's Heroes at a jam session. Now, the price of synthesizers had come down, relatively speaking, by that time, and the popularity of electronic music had gone up, so the group decided to explore what they could do with synths like the Kawai 100F, the Yamaha CS5, and the Moog Prodigy. Everyone in the band except for Dave played keyboards in addition to their regular instruments, and this experimentation led to a unique sound, and an eventual demo tape that they would personally try to play for record labels because they could apparently only afford one copy. I don't know, maybe they spent all their money on synthesizers, stylish clothing, and hairspray. Preparation would meet opportunity for the boys one night at the end of 1980 during a Bridge House gig in Canning Town. In the audience, producer and founder of Mute Records, Daniel Miller, who offered to record one of the band's songs for his growing label. With only a verbal agreement between Miller and the newly renamed band, Depeche Mode's debut single, Dreaming of Me, came out in February of 1981, reaching number 57 on the charts, a staggering performance for such relative unknowns. But they did not rest on that achievement. Their second single, New Life, landed them at number 11 on the UK charts and earned them an appearance on Top of the Pops. Just Can't Get Enough completed the hat trick, taking them into the top 10 and taking them one step closer to making Depeche Mode a household French word known around the world. Their rise would soon be put into peril, though. Even though Vince had penned all three of their singles, he began to voice discomfort at the toll that newfound fame was having, saying there was never enough time to do anything with all the interviews and photo sessions and touring. Only a month after the October 1981 release of their debut album Speak and Spell, Vince Clarke suddenly quit Depeche Mode. Now, most bands would have a hard time recovering from the loss of their main songwriter, but Depeche Mode would not let it deter them from their date with destiny. With Vince's seat in the band van barely cool, they placed an anonymous ad in Melody Maker, looking for another musician. It read, "Name band, synthesize, must be 21. 22-year-old Alan Wilder, a classically trained keyboardist, responded. 2 auditions later, he was hired on a trial basis as a touring member. In January 1982, the band released See You, their first single without Clarke. It beat all 3 of their previous Clarke-penned singles in the UK charts, reaching number 6, and it marked the beginning of Martin Gore's role as the main songwriter for Depeche Mode. Wilder would stay with them until 1995, Andy Fletcher until his death in 2022. As for Dave and Martin, they're still at it, releasing a new album, Memento Mori, in late 2022 and heading the road for a 2023 tour.